Hi, friends.
Welcome to You, Me, and Them with your hosts,
Jasmine
and Vivian.
We're your bi-weekly podcast diving into the complexities of romance, relationships, and reality.
Get ready to challenge norms,
explore new perspectives,
and embrace the many curveballs life throws at us.
Can we just vibe? Can we just all the time? Hey, everybody. Welcome back to You, Me, and Them. We are your hosts, Jasmine and...
I'm Vivian.
And we are back with a very special episode. We are, of course, going to keep up with our series on supporting your partner. However, something so exciting and life-altering has happened over the last couple weeks. And instead of bringing you guys down with the grief episode, we decided to share with you guys our engagement episode.
Yeah, we're getting married.
Vivian finally put a ring on it, and I'm
lock that shit down, boy.
Excited. And yeah, we are just in the thick of it. We are over the moon with excitement and excited to just kind of like share with you guys how it all went down. You guys have been asking questions like crazy. It's kind of been overwhelming. But now we're in a very good space and place to like share everything with you guys. So that's what today's going to be about.
Yeah. And I feel so bad because I'm already terrible with like responding to DMs and like messages, especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed. So it's like, you know, there's still some messages that I haven't gotten to that I'm trying my best. Okay. Like,
it was actually hilarious because like I think I spent like hours the next day making sure that I was responding to everyone, and then like she's over here ignoring calls. She's like,
I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody right now. I was so stressed.
It took her like I think 2 or 3 days before she was finally like, okay, let me look at what my DMs and my text messages look like, and let me slowly just. She's like, is there a way that I can just copy and paste like a response?
And then I feel bad doing that, right? Because every message isn't like copy or paste.
No,
so it's just it's so generic and it's so not me. So yeah, it's stressful, you guys. Planning an engagement, a proposal is stressful.
I was saying that makes more sense as to why, like for me, it was easier because I was on this high. Whereas for you, you were like, I'm over it. I can finally take a breather. I can, what's it called? Decompress.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember. I think it was end of September, early October is when I went in for the first consultation for the engagement ring, right? Mm-hmm. So since October, granted, the proposal doesn't happen until March. So, and obviously before that, I knew that I was going to propose to her. I knew that I wanted to marry her, right? But like at the same time, I officially got the ring in my hands in early December. And I got friends like, oh, just do it near Christmas, near New Year's Eve. Like I am firmly against proposing on other holidays. Yeah. So
I'm glad.
It's another reason for us to celebrate. So yeah, I just couldn't take it anymore. I was trying to think of the perfect proposal. I couldn't take it anymore and ended up just breaking down and planning like the proposal in like a week and a half.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a lot, and I was stressed, very stressed.
Yeah, and over here, I had no idea. I'm so blissfully unaware, like what she's doing, what she's going through, and like mind you, again, in hindsight, there's so many things that have like added up, but you talking about breaking down and like planning it in the span that you did, like. We have a shared calendar, and I happened to see that she had put something in there, like a black tie event, you know, and I was like, I like texted her or something, and I was like, hey, yeah, what is this? And she was like, oh, you know, Brian from the mansion, which the mansion that we got engaged at, I became obsessed with back in February or whenever we like toured it for this fashion show. I was trying to find any excuse to have
first toured it in January.
Yeah, I was just trying to find any excuse to come back to this mansion, like anything. And so, yeah, she was like, black tie event. Brian invited us at the mansion. She knows me so well that like, I'm not going to think twice about saying yes to something like this. You know, it's a reason for me to get cute. You know that I love this mansion. And I know that like you and Brian had kind of like gotten close. So yeah,
that's again, my guy.
So blissfully unaware that this was even happening.
I mean, from our introduction to Brian at the mansion for a venue for the fashion show, and then from working with him and leading up to that, like he had just been so amazing, and we had really good conversations and we connected really well. So it just, it just made sense to be like, hey, Brian, I just want you to know I'm going to lie. And I'm going to tell her we're coming to the mansion because you specifically invited us to an event that's for like members only or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's going to believe it because we're cool. And also because she just wants any reason to get dolled up. I mean, she's amazing looking and she likes to showcase that. So I'm here for it. I want to support that. Yeah, so I did that, the florals. I have to shout out my girl Lauren and her daughter Lexi.
We love you, Lexi. Shout out to you.
Love you, Lexi. They were so helpful in like keeping me grounded and like helping me plan like how the decor was going to be set up and everything.
I mean, even just like in the moment of it all, you had photographers and videographers, and Lauren was like, are there any like specific shots you want to get? Like, let me help you. So like, she knew that we were both just like overwhelmed in the moment, and she helped like listen, like, no, you guys should try to get this shot or sit like this, pose like this, like things that in hindsight we would have been a little probably sad if we missed them.
100%.
So shout out to you, girl.
Yes, she really did us justice, and I really needed that support, and she came in clutch. So shout out to you.
Yeah.
Also had my great friend T. She was doing photos for us. They turned out beautiful,
amazing.
And then last minute, my homeboy Alejandro hooked me up with a videographer, Barry. Barry did us some justice, getting all the shots and everything right for the video. It's really amazing. I can't wait to share with you guys later in this video.
Excited. Oh, wait, there was this violinist also.
We also had a violinist, Trill. He was great. So let's talk about the day of.
Yeah.
The day of was very different for you and I.
No, literally.
Extremely different.
So it's so funny because like for me, my whole entire day was built around our 6:30 p.m. black tie event. Okay. And so we knew that like we were going to come here to the studio to get ready beforehand. And so my whole day was just kind of like, I'm doing whatever. I just know that around a certain time, I need to start getting ready. Okay. Meanwhile, I don't know that she's over here frantically trying to make sure that she's orchestrating with Lauren. She's trying to get the flowers and everything like taken care of. I think at some point too, while I'm getting ready throughout the day, you made sure to dismiss yourself and like come to the studio to work.
Yes.
She needed like a distraction. She couldn't be around me.
I did actually go to the studio to work, but I did not get very much work done while I was here.
Yeah. I just don't think that you could have like focused, you know?
Yeah, it was next to impossible.
Yeah.
And also us getting ready here was an audible. We were not originally going to do that. But it just made more sense because the venue is so close to here.
Yeah.
And it gave her a chance to shoot content,
It did.
whatever. But that messed up my plans because Lauren was supposed to come to the studio to pick up all of the stuff for setup. So yeah, had to figure that out. So
and like I'm so in my own world when I'm getting ready that, you know, she told me too. She was like, I gotta go run down to the car. Like, I don't even know what you said. You could have told me whatever, and I still probably wouldn't have even like paid attention. And so yeah, what she was actually doing was going down to like meet with Lauren, exchange all this stuff, whatever. And I'm still just over here in this corner, blissfully unaware, beating my face. And I think I had made a comment about like getting married too. That exact day,
right when we pulled up to the studio,
because like so. I'm wearing this Brandon Blackwood like rose bouquet bag. So like for those of you that know, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And she bought this for me for Valentine's Day. I have not had a reason to wear it. She says black tie event. I'm like, okay, well, A plus B equals C. Let me wear this bouquet purse. And we like pull up in the front, and I'm just like, the way that I'm sitting with it and holding it in my lap, I'm just like, like I'm gonna get married. Like I don't know, whatever. And Vivian is I guess you're like semi panicking. I again have no idea. And you're like, you're putting a lot of pressure on me. Like, why are you talking about this? Like,
here's the thing. So Jasmine has already been talking about us getting married. I will say for about a year and a half now, we have had a shared wedding folder on Instagram.
True.
So it's already something that's like been there.
Yes.
But two of her best friends also got engaged earlier this year. So, last year, 2024. So it really has put marriage and weddings in the forefront of her brain. So she's bringing it up a lot. But I also was trying to continue to be deceptive and like make sure like nothing came up in her mind. So I definitely gaslit her because I was like, I don't know why you're always bringing up marriage. It's honestly putting a lot of pressure on me, babe. Like it's really hard. Like, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make you feel pressured. Like, whenever you do, you know I'm gonna say yes. Granted, this is like 2 hours before this is supposed to happen.
Moments away.
So I'm like, good. Okay, she doesn't know a damn thing. This is perfect. And it's not the first time that night that I had to like make her feel bad to like keep her off guard.
No, because like even we like finally finished, and now we're like actually we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to leave to go to the event, the big event. And, she casually in the car, like grabs my hand to hold while we drive, which normal behavior. She does this. Again, I don't think anything of it. But in hindsight, she's holding my hand. So that's harder for me to be on my phone so that I'm not like texting anyone or accidentally checking my friend's location. I have all of my friends' locations. Okay. I watch them like they're Sims. Okay. And so she just like in hindsight is like, just be in this moment with me. Like, don't worry about it, whatever. Okay. And on our way there, it's like a 5-minute, maybe 10-minute drive from our studio to where this mansion is. And, my friend Saba and her sister Demarie, they send a text to like Vivian only, and it pops up in the car play, and I'm like, that's weird because all the 4 of us are in a group chat. The 4 of us are in a shared group chat, so I'm like, well, maybe it was an accident. They forgot to include me, like whatever. And Vivian is like, oh, it's whatever. I'll check it when we get there, okay? And Vivian, not to put you on blast. But being on her phone while we're driving is nothing to her, okay? It's just second nature. So the fact that she didn't check her phone right then and there, I should have automatically been like, that's weird, whatever. And then they send another text. And so I'm really being nosy now. I'm like, babe, check it. Like, what are they talking about?
I want to know what they're saying.
Like, yeah. Like, what
and I'm like, I don't know, babe. Maybe they're mad at you.
No, right?
Maybe that's why you're not in chat. And again,
she's still holding my hand. She's like kissing me, buttering me up, all this, whatever. And we finally get there, and this is another thing about Vivian will read a sign on the street to confirm whether she can park there or not. Okay. Mm-hmm. Me, if I see anything that's slightly red or yellow, I'm just not going to chance it. I'm going to keep it pushing. Okay. We pull up to the mansion. She just pulls up in front, and she's like, okay, let's go. And I'm like, I don't know that we can park here.
I'm like, it's fine. We're not going to stay here too long.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. She's
it's just some random cocktail party.
Exactly. She's like, Brian will be fine with it. And I'm like, okay, if you say so. So I'm worried about, again, all the wrong things. Worried about all the wrong things. And we get out, we're walking up, and she's trying to shake my jacket. And I'm like, no, because I'm cold. We're outside. Why are you?
But we're walking into the venue. So I'm like, oh, let me just grab your jacket so it's easier to put on the coat check and when we get inside.
Yeah, and I'm like,
which is like 3-4 steps away.
But it was so cold. I was wearing like a crop top, okay? I'm cold. And she insists again. She's like, you sure you don't want me? And I'm like, you know what? Fine, take my... I feel like you want my jacket so bad anyways. Just take it, okay? Again, not realizing what they're trying to do. And yeah, just from there, that's when everything kind of just took off.
Yep. And Brian came out and he gave me a hug. And he handed me the mic that I needed to put on for the video. So after I took Jasmine's jacket and handed it to Brian, as she was turning around to go into the venue, I was putting the mic on my collar. So yeah, overall it was very stressful, but everything I think ended up the way it should be. We walked into the venue, and the first song that played was Halo by Beyonce.
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing. And she is definitely shocked. She's like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm like...
as we walked in, she's like, what is going on? And then there's like tea with the camera and the flash.
Just
and
like all in my
the
face.
video, like there's a camera set up, and then there's a camera like walking around, and the violin is playing, and then there's this setup by the fireplace.
There's
the
flowers,
fireplace is going.
There's red carpet.
A lot of flowers, beautifully done. It was perfect.
It was so perfect.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And after I proposed and she said yes, we had like prepared for like champagne. So I had gotten a bottle of champagne, which was part of the supplies that were picked up from my trunk instead of the studio. And yeah, we popped a bottle of champagne and just kind of had a chance to sit in the moment and like experience what just happened.
Yeah, just really be like, oh my God. Like,
yeah, we're getting married,
I loved how like and mind you, like, yes, we've like talked about it, but we've not really sat and talked about it in depth of like what I envisioned for like my proposal or whatever.
Yeah.
But she did know that I would want it to be something intimate. Like, I didn't need for it to be like something showy for everyone to see. And I loved that it was something that was like special to us, intimate to us. But you still made sure that we did get to celebrate with our friends and family after the fact.
100%.
Because we did. We ended up, because I was like, even while we were there sitting in the celebration, I was like, well, wait.
I got to tell my mom. I got to tell.
And I was like, what are we doing? I was like, we have to eat.
We got to go to dinner. We got to go celebrate.
Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Little did I know. She had orchestrated everything.
So, yeah, the biggest thing with planning the proposal for me was like, I could do all these other things, but like, I just knew that I wanted to be like things that she loved. And she had made it very clear that she loved that venue. Not necessarily as like, I want to get proposed here, but like, she would say things like, oh, when we launch our business, we're going to have our launch party there, or we're going to have our wedding there, or
baby
we're going
shower.
to, again, she brought up our wedding and having our wedding at this place long before. We're going to have our baby shower. Just anything she could think of to have in this space.
An excuse.
She wanted to have it,
a tea party. Like.
And then, so the venue and florals. She loves flowers so much. So I was like, those are the two things that I really want to bring into this, as well as, we love strings. The violin was a beautiful extra touch.
Yeah.
Another thing that we love is photo strips. We love taking photo strips. And we had talked before, like, oh, when we get engaged, like we should like take pictures and post that as like, oh, we're engaged type shit. So I was like, oh, let's go to Donna's, our favorite neighborhood bar. Let's go to Donna's. They have the best photo booth. Let's take pictures to like post tonight.
Get some pasta, like drink
drinks,
a little bit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So we go to Donna's, and everyone's there. Not everyone, but a lot of our loved ones are there. It's a small space, so we were limited. I was limited who I could invite. Also forgot, like in my haste with planning, I forgot to send messages to some people. So I'm so sorry. I still love you guys. I hope you still love me. Yeah, we went to Donna's and I was like, oh, you want to go upstairs and see if there's any seats? It's small. You're always trying to like fight your way in for a seat.
Yeah.
And we walk upstairs and, the video's recording on her and she's like, oh, she instantly knew what it was.
Yeah.
But as soon as she walked in, she was hamming it up.
Literally. I walked in hand first, just, it was so great. It was so fun. And it was really nice too to like she was saying, oh, I need to call so-and-so, I need to text so-and-so. These are the people that I was going to call or text. Like, they're all right here to share this. So it was great. And it was nice, too, to just, like, I love that it was a surprise in the sense of, like, you also know how important these people are to me and made sure that they were there as well. So, yeah, it's really beautiful and thoughtful.
Yeah, it was a really fun way to bring our families together and kind of like celebrate the moment with, our people. So it was really nice.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And I was real hungry. I didn't even realize.
You were so hungry. I know.
Bless you, Stephanie. One of the bartenders, one of the GMs at Donna's came up to me and was like, do you need any food? And I'm like, oh my God, actually, yes. I think I'm dying.
And then when it finally came, she's still over here talking. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, our food came like 20 minutes ago.
But as soon as it got,
you inhaled it.
As soon as she told me again, guess what?
Yeah, you inhaled it.
Yeah.
But it was just so like I'm still on a high, honestly. And like there's a video that we'll share with you guys, but like I'll watch it every single day and I still have like the biggest smile on my face. And a few other people we've shared it with since then, and they've all cried. It's been so sweet. Like,
Yes.
oh, you guys.
It's just really reaffirming to
Yeah.
know how people love our love and care about us the way that they do.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. I think we should show them the video. What do you think?
I think you guys should see it. Nobody, like, it's not been publicly shared. So I would say you guys are probably going to get an exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. We're probably not going to post it for a while either, just to make you guys watch our video all the way through.
We're not timestamping it either.
Nope.
No, I'm
sorry.
just kidding. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get to it. Here is our engagement video. I hope you guys enjoy. I have been thinking about this for a long time. I was wishing I did this at 8 a.m. so I could not have to fake living a normal day. I'm so glad to be here in this moment with you finally. You are a once in a lifetime type of love. I'm so grateful to have you in my life, and I never want to let you go. So Jasmine, breathe in.
So it's been about a month since all of that unfolded and since all of it happened. I think we've fully settled into our fiance era, and we are now definitely transitioning into our wedding planning era. You more so than me.
I'm very type A. I'm so sorry.
She hyperfixates like a mother, okay? It's insane. Like I get it. I love it when I'm really into something, I hyperfixate also. I just do it a little bit differently. And this girl has not come up for air since like Sunday.
We started officially planning on Sunday.
On Sunday. Today's Thursday, by the way, just to give us it's been 4 days. And we're already talking about planning flights to go look at venues. We've narrowed down to a certain amount of venues. We're thinking about which places we're going to need wedding planners for, A, B, C, D. All of it. I'm just over here thinking about I need to make dress shopping appointments. I need to find a dress. Which
is valid. That's so valid. I mean, we're definitely kind of pushing our timeline, but we're not going to share too much information about that. Forgive us.
Or don't.
But or don't, whatever. We don't care. But for me, I don't want to be one of those couples who's like, oh, we're getting married in 2027. Like, I get it. I do, because planning takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I want to marry this woman. I did not put a ring on it just for fun. And I have no hesitations. And by the time we get married, we'll have been together for over 3 years. So for me, I'm like, that's plenty of time. I know that like I'm ready to do this, and I don't want to wait any longer. If she said we could go to the courthouse tomorrow, let's get it. I'm here for it.
She would have done that a while ago.
I would have done that a year ago. Okay.
She would have. But that's not the kind of girl I am.
That's not the kind of girl she is, and that's fine. And at the end of the day, I love a good excuse to celebrate and a good celebration.
Yeah,
so
same.
But also I think a part of it is like, we're both very creative. We're both very involved in like the things that we do. And I'm a production manager, also a program manager. So I'm spending a lot of time doing these things on a day-to-day basis anyway. So now I get a chance to do it for us.
And and it's something that like you actually enjoy.
Yes.
Like you don't mind putting your energy and your time towards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've got a whole database full of the venues that we reached out to, the pros and cons. We're still working on those, but I'm sourcing vendors. I'm doing all the things. I've
A
got
lot.
a timeline ready for when I need things done and when I need to reach out to people to start confirming. And yeah,
And I'm just here for the ride. I'm doing my best.
she's doing great.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing what I can, just at a little bit of a different pace than she is.
Yeah. I think my want for us to kind of accelerate the normal wedding timeline also kind of puts a fire under my feet, because I think because I want to do this quicker than normal, I feel some responsibility to get us set up with a planner, to get us set up with a venue, and then like figure out like accommodations. Those are like the biggest things right now for us to like tie down. And then from there, like, you know, we can kind of pump the brakes a little bit.
That is true.
You know, but I'm like, I need to get these things done first. And then we'll have plenty of time to get everything else done.
There'll be like a little bit of a lull before things start to pick up
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But like, I put us here, so I need to get us in a good place where we can cruise through this planning process.
Yeah, I agree.
So I take responsibility. I'm being accountable for once in my life.
Accountability looks sexy on you.
I said that to her earlier this week, and now she's not going to let it die.
We love a good callback.
Anyways, yeah, so we're super excited about wedding planning.
I know, I'm so excited.
So if you have any tips, let us know. If you have been to a wedding recently or not recently, I don't give a fuck. If you've been to a wedding, let us know what you hated as a guest.
Yes.
And let us know what you loved as a guest.
We've like come across, of course, you notice over the course of trying to plan and stuff, we're seeing all kinds of discourse surrounding things like this. But I would love to know from people that like we actually personally know.
Yeah.
Just like experiences that you've had. What did you love about weddings that you visited? What did you hate? What would you have done differently? All of that. Like, give us that feedback. It may or may not apply to us. We're still probably going to end up doing our own thing. But like,
yeah.
We'd like to know.
We're definitely going to do the things that we want to do, because like we definitely like love the fact that we have free will. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do what we want to do. Because at the end of the day, like, this is how we want to start our lives together with the people that we love. Sorry,
I'm just laughing because there's that one video. It keeps coming up for me too. And it's a couple where they're talking about like, you know, you've become that delusional wife. And she's like, hey, yeah. So they said that they can drain the lake the day of and fill it with champagne. So we're good to go.
That's such a good reel. That's a good one. They're hilarious, especially because they're like, oh yeah, at the beginning of wedding planning, and they're like, oh yeah, we don't need anything too crazy,
right?
Yeah.
Oh god.
You know, but at the end of the day, I think there are some things that we're definitely not going to do. Like for me, a big no for me was the garter situation.
You don't want to take a garter off of my leg?
I will, and I plan to.
Just not in front of everybody.
Exactly. Because no, I don't need y'all to see that.
I get it. That I think we probably, for me anyways, I'm not going to do a traditional bouquet toss. I have other things in mind for that. The other thing too that Viv is going to try to fight me on, there are a few like family dances or songs that I love to cut a rug to, and she's going to try to tell me no, but like we're doing the chicken dance at my wedding. At our wedding, we're doing the chicken dance. She's already vetoed certain songs. We're keeping the freaking chicken dance, okay?
Like one song, controversial maybe. I don't want to hear Can We Talk at my wedding. I don't want to hear it.
I knew that was coming. Also, she also doesn't want to hear
I love the song. I don't want to hear it.
She also doesn't want to hear Love by Keisha Cole.
I also don't want to hear Love by Keisha Cole. It's so played out here, like especially ever since TikTok got a hold of it.
Man, I know, right? This younger generation had been playing it,
burning it to the ground.
Yeah. But anyways,
yeah.
There's going to be a lot of The Dream being played.
We'll be going back and forth with things that we do and don't want. So we'll see.
Lots of The Dream being played. I'm going to say it 5 more times. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're so excited. Can't wait. We are strongly considering a destination wedding. So because of that, our wedding is likely going to be very small.
Yeah.
But we're also, if we end up going that route, then we're gonna do like a reception here. There's just a lot of people that we know and
Yeah.
love and care about. But unfortunately, like weddings are expensive, you know? So I feel like it makes most sense for us to like do what we want to do for our wedding
Yeah.
and have our family there. And our chosen family, and then you know we can celebrate everything else with our really close friends and family at home. So we're really kind of working on what we're gonna do,
Yeah.
and how we're gonna do it. But at the end of the day, we're gonna find a way to celebrate with all the people that we care about.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna look.
Amazing. We're honing in our color palette.
Yes.
So, you know,
Oh,
I've also been looking at like different fabrics and fabric colors for getting my suit made and all that kind of stuff, and figuring out which one's gonna go best.
Oh, I can't wait. I love it.
Can't go too crazy though. Like I can't pull up in a salmon suit.
No. But no, definitely not. But I love you in a suit. I love you in a suit. When we first started
She
dating,
loves me in anything, y'all.
That is
Don't be
true.
fooled.
She put this hat on, and I was like, ooh.
What did you do different? Like it's
She
called
threw-
a hat.
She threw on chapstick in that hat, and I was like, yes. But no, I do. I love you in a suit. I love you in a bow tie. Like, I know you clean up so well. So I'm just so excited. It'll be a surprise for both of us.
See, that's how you get them, right? Like, just on your everyday, just be basic as fuck.
Okay.
And then when it comes time to dress up, they're just like reminded, ooh, that's what
Like,
I got.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, so clean up nice every once in a while. Just give them that reminder, you know?
Okay.
And that's my marriage advice, because now I am, you know, obviously well-versed on this topic.
She's going to be a wife, y'all.
Yeah. So also, I just want to give one shout out to Valerie Madison. It is a Black Latina owned boutique here.
We'll zoom in on this.
And she has amazing designs. And the custom process for this has been amazing. We're also working on our wedding bands right now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're an amazing team. This is not an ad. I wish it was, because I would have loved to save some money on this. It's not an ad. I just really like appreciate them and the work that they've done and how beautiful this ring is. So yeah, if you're in the Seattle area, or even if you're not, they do online consultations and everything. Valerie Madison, look them up. But yeah, that's all we got. We just wanted to talk about this with you guys. I know that we were going to talk about grief. And I think that's part of the duality of life, right? Like grief and joy sometimes go hand in hand, and you have to figure out how to swing between the two.
And we will definitely swing that way. You're probably going to get some tears out of me. Can't help it. Sorry. But I'm going to do my best to bumble through it.
You're going to do amazing.
Thanks, baby.
Of course. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys there.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of You, Me, and Them.
We appreciate you being here. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And don't forget to subscribe wherever you watch and listen.
See you next time.